Hello and welcome to the Believe Retreat. Terrific Tuesday to you. Today, our subject matter expert, Cara, is going to talk about from hustle to harmony. Let's roll the introduction. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. I just like to let you know every Tuesday at 4:30 Eastern Time, you can find us streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, because of our guest today, LinkedIn and TikTok
LinkedIn.
as well. I'm
Hello,
Joanna
LinkedIn.
Tress. This is Francine Julene, and we have Cara Jean as well. And so, before we get into our subject at hand, from hustle to harmony, because we want to help women accelerate their lives by slowing down. So, hustle to harmony is perfect with what we stand for. Our busy lives distract us from what is really important. Then we end up spending time in negative relationships and situations for too long. You know what that leads to? Burnout and poor physical health. That is not what we're about. Oh, don't forget poor mental health. What we're for is talking about creative living, positive mindset, and getting results from all of that. Empathy, creativity, curiosity, clarity, and laser focused action. We start each episode with a 2-minute exercise. Francine, tell us about that.
The fractal is something that you look at and you just concentrate on and you focus on, and it resets your brain. So when you're done with it, you could think more clearly. And we do it for 2 minutes. We're going to talk through it because it would be boring if we just sat here for 2 minutes looking at it. So let me click on that screen. And now, for 2 minutes, let me set my timer. We are going to look at this fractal and help us discover what you see. Joanna, what do you see?
I see the smooth texture of these petals reflecting the light just so, and so many variant shades of pink. It looks like something to eat, like it's a fondant. So you wonder, that is, what is that really made of? That's intriguing to me.
I think if you look at the little edges, how they're pinched together, it almost looks like they're paper,
Mhm.
folded paper.
Yeah.
Kara, jump in.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I got caught by the layers of it, right? The outside is so clearly petals. I mean, it's obvious the flower, but the inside almost looks like a softly closed hand, like you're looking at fingernails
Oh,
inside
yeah.
there. And I'm like, and I'm in that dark spot right between those fingernails going, well, what's underneath that?
Makes you want to look, peer deeper, ever
Deeper.
and ever deeper.
Yeah.
And it looks like in the middle, it's getting ready to open up. And it makes me wonder what's inside. I keep looking to see if I could catch a
Just a
glimpse of
little.
what's
Yeah.
inside.
Building that anticipation for a completely unfurled flower.
And it's a still picture, but it feels there. I can see the movement that is not happening.
Oh, I like that
So
movement
attractive.
that's not happening.
Yeah.
Great shot.
And it's not symmetrical either. If you look on the left hand
Yeah.
side, almost in the middle, there's that one oddball just sticking out.
Right. I don't see symmetry really
No, because
in any
that
part.
I see that oddball probably because I am the oddball. And that's our 2 minutes.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And I invite everybody that did that fractal with us to put something in the comments. What did you notice? And now Joanne has a question for Kara.
Yes, Cara. We'll start off something easy because I love the way that you have branded your name and taking Cara business. Tell us about the CARA and why that's the foundation for the work that you do.
Absolutely. So I am neurodiverse adjacent. And I thrive holy bunches with frameworks. That has, as soon as I discovered that there were frameworks and that you could use acronyms as frameworks, my brain went, oh, excellent. You mean we can collapse all of these different connected portions together? Love that for me. So, so I've used my name. It's clarify, assess, realign to achieve. We clarify emotional intelligence. We assess where our accountability lies, right? And what am I thinking? What am I speaking? What am I behaving? We realign always in reflection of ourself and the humanity around us, from me to we, so that we can achieve actions that are not only successful and feel successful, but that are regenerative for success. So that this process is super, like, almost insultingly simple, but you can be leveraged in your home life, in your personal life, in your professional life, from the bedroom to the boardroom.
I love that. No, what we'd like to do is I'm sorry, just trying to make sure you can see everyone again. What did I
I,
do?
I
There it is.
so
Thank you, Fran.
She's doing all kinds of weird stuff.
Yes, but you know what? But what I should do, people are probably looking for Heidi, for
Oh,
Heidi from Hides a
great
Lynn, our
point.
other belief sister. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not give Heidi the boot and replace her with Cara Jean. Kara is our special guest, and Heidi is attending a very exciting event, promoting the retreat and in her coaching practice. And so, yes, just shout out, we love you, Heidi.
Hi,
And
Heidi.
here is Cara Jean. So, of course, how about the relationship between those four facets of our lives that are able to really help people get results in, like, which piece fits in with the other one first. It may not be linear, but just the way the four work together. I would love to hear that.
Yeah. Have you heard of leadership ladders? Is that a phraseology that you've come in contact with?
The mean, like the combination when you take an assessment of your leadership style.
Right, that's one way. So leadership ladders are often used as a way to define the work that goes into leadership. So not just the job. The job is going to be like, what you see in a job description, and that's pretty transparent. But anybody who's ever worked also knows that there's the job and then the work that is expected that's not written down in the job description. Like, I expect that you're going to show up on time. I expect that you're going to show up with the intention of innovating and creative and problem solving. I expect that you're going to show up and learn how to work around with other people, right? So that all the unwritten stuff. In a leadership ladder, they write it out. And they say, here are the things. If you don't know how to manage yourself, you're not going to be able to make it to the next rung of managing processes, which is going to mean that you can't get to the part where you are collaborating and relating with other people, right? So the CARA method was designed as a leadership ladder, except that it is designed not just to climb up, but also to drop down to help bring other people up. Because I believe, my BS is that leaders create leaders, managers create processes and people who follow, but leaders create leaders. And to do that, you have to help them up, right? So a ladder is designed to go up and down. And in my BS, there are days where I'm at that top of that ladder and I'm in that innovative, creative space. And I need to take like 3 steps down because whatever I'm innovating, I haven't assessed clearly enough what I am doing. And I got to climb back down it so I can climb back up. And if I can do that, I can drop the ladder down and help somebody else gain the clarity to assess what they need, to realign where they want to go, to achieve what they want. And then once they're there, then we just keep passing this ladder up and down, up and down.
I've
That's
got
how
a
it works.
question.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that sometimes you have to go down a little bit and use the talents and super sauce that other people bring to the team.
Yes, absolutely. I, in my BS, in my belief system, the more diverse perspectives that you can get onto a table, the easier things are going to get. Not at first, right? So, transparency, when you bring in diverse perspective, it is going to challenge and trigger your brain to new levels. On the upside, it's challenging and triggering your brain to new levels.
Right.
So at first, it will feel weird. It will feel uncomfortable. You will feel challenged. You will feel triggered. But as you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, hashtag leadership, turns out that's not a bad place to be. Once you start challenging once you start challenging things that you thought were firmly set in reality and go, wait, you mean there's more? You mean we could fly? Thank you, Orville's. You mean that we could have trains? We can travel above 60 miles an hour and our intestines aren't going to fall out?
Yes.
Love that for us. Yeah.
And the Wright brothers are just a timeless example. We did it. We can fly. Leonardo da Vinci toyed with it. Those bros did it in
Yeah.
North Carolina in his house. By the way, Cara, where are you based?
I'm in Washington State on the Pacific Coast right now. However, in 2026, fun that you brought up North Carolina, I will actually be around Mount Airy in North Carolina.
Exciting, exciting. Hey, let's keep this conversation rolling because you help people utilize that CARA framework to build profitability. Take your spiciness, take your gifts, and find a way actually to monetize that. So why don't you share some success stories of some proof of concept that you enjoy? Let's celebrate that
Oh, yeah.
today.
Some of the things that I love seeing around the Cara method and the people that I get to work with is that we are rewriting success to be regenerative and not just sustainable. We've done sustainable for a while and I love it. I am pro sustainability. However, having something that is regenerative, that both refills and depletes at the same time is really what humans need to be able to function in business. And when you build that into your business, that concept of the reality that business is made up of people and the world is made up of people. And if you would like your business to be successful in the world of people, you will have to people.
Ah,
And
people as a verb.
like as a tangible verbing, yes. So if we are peopling, we need tools to be able to people better. And when we do that, when we apply that to our passions and we learn how to people with our passion, we create a business inevitably because our focus is really quality product, happy people, happy planet, and those become our aspirationals. And when you do that, when you leverage the Cara method for profitability, you make profit foundational and people aspirational. So it is constantly innovating and regenerating for that profitability. So we're not aiming for profitability. That comes from doing what is right for you and others.
Beautiful. I love your energy and passion behind that, and the fact that it works. The proof is in the
Yes.
pudding.
Consistently.
People they learn how to people and then up level from being really sustainable to regenerative. You're blowing my mind. I'm
Yeah.
putting a couple of comments to get people to understand what we're discussing right now, that they can catch us on the replay later. But this is not talked about much.
No.
There are lots of platforms and events and places for people to share their expertise, to speak, to promote their books and ideas and concepts. And this is something special we're on to, Francine. What are you thinking now, Francine?
Well, when you talk about peopling, in the past, when you think about business peopling, you think about, hi, my name is, here's my card, right?
Here's my
The
pitching
world,
card.
the world has changed.
Yes.
Now it's, hi, May I have your phone number so we could connect?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Because the connections go way beyond this little slip of paper that's going to get lost.
Yes.
But
Yes.
when you put it in your phone and you look at your contacts and you go through, I could say, oh, yes, I had a great conversation with Felicia. I need to talk to her again.
Mhm. And by putting it into your phone versus a card, you take ownership of it, right? Like, and now we're talking about accountability, which is, already one of my favorite
Me?
things. Ownership, right? And that is such permission to own the things that make your life better. You don't need my permission, but I'm giving it to you anyway. Because too often we are told, I mean, this goes to that, this is why we have to get off that hamster wheel. This is why we have to shut down the hustle cult, because this idea that you have to give of yourself for things that are not aligned, that are not making you happy, because that's what you should be doing, is gross and unsuccessful and unsustainable. And we see that in our suicide rates.
Oh, yes.
It literally kills people when you put other things above people. Turns out, and love it or hate it, turns out we had this pandemic and discovered that people are essential. We even called them essential.
Essential.
And then went
Yeah.
back to work and was like, okay, but minimum wage, right? And you're going to come back into the office because that's better for me. And they're like, ha, 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 you just told me I was essential. Mm.
Right.
And
So,
essentially, no.
yeah, yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah, thank you so much. No, love that for you, but not for me.
And what's interesting is that we see there's like a dichotomy. So there's a way that is healthy, holistic, natural, organic, that really shares love, appreciation, gratitude, and really just loving on each other and helping us all to grow in that regenerative way. You pour out, you get full, pour out, get full. On the other hand, there is a system and a structure in place that doesn't facilitate that,
Mhm.
that causes people to be constantly pouring out, ending up with burnout. And we certainly don't. How many lives need to be lost for the powers that be to respond so we can stop a public health crisis and start thinking differently, operating differently? What are some of your solutions that we're looking forward to implementing on a wider scale? We start with ourselves, then
Mhm.
our community. So go ahead with that, please.
Okay, so it's insultingly simple. Are we ready for this one?
Yes.
Stop pouring out.
Ah,
Stop. Turns out, if you are doing things to refill yourself and you're not pouring of yourself to someone else, your cup overfloweth. And then you can share the abundance and you don't have to pour out.
share the abundance.
And it takes like it's insultingly simple. Stop pouring out. Cool, but how do you do that, right? Like when literally your entire life for generations has taught you that your job is to pour out until you have nothing else to pour out and then like squeeze the bottle for that extra drop, right?
Yes.
It takes practice. And that's part of where the Cara method comes in, is so that you can build these neuro pathways for that. Because most of us, for better or worse, we're not gifted pathways along that way that said you are in fact allowed to make yourself happy. That's selfish. Turns out though, the more selfishly you think, the less selfishly you have to behave.
Right. Yes, it's
That
like
is
here's the
profound.
mind-blowing
Wait,
emoji.
say that again. That is profound.
Turns out the more selfishly you think, the less selfishly you have to behave.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so exciting to have you as a part of our community. I put the URL because in our community we are discussing the questions. So we're going to have some questions in our community that we can participate and ask, so we can hear more of Cara. And I know you probably have already joined, so we look forward to your live responses to how we can take this to the next step. Oh, go ahead, Francine.
Yeah, if you haven't joined yet, join. It's time. I put the link in my comments. We'll make sure the link goes up in all the comments everywhere.
Yeah, and all
Yes.
you have to do is leave a comment on where you see this streaming live. It's on my personal page as well. If this catches your eye, if this content, if brilliant people like Cara, who are really trying to make a difference in the lives of people one at a time, and we are going to bring that type of brilliance into our events. That we just want you to know, yes, participate. These are conversations, they're so rare, they're precious. This is a precious gem of a
Yeah.
conversation.
And may I add something? As the person who does children's programming, we have to have our cups full before we could fill the children's cups.
Yes,
So the more we work on ourselves, the less reprogramming we have to do when the children grow up.
Can I
absolutely.
validate that with some science?
Yes, please.
Oh my God, because I love that statement. And true, and true. So, what we discovered in the pandemic as we dived into epigenetics, right? I mean, we're talking, this is new area of study. It's really only been dived into for the last decade. And the bulk of the information has only come around in the last 5 years, right? Relatively new. Well, what we could do during the pandemic is we started watching people and how their choices and their behaviors not only impacted their own genomes, but what that did to the people around them. And what we discovered is that leaning into happiness, into healthiness, into giving yourself permission and allowing others that permission changes you at a foundational level. The epigenomes, the coding on your DNA that allows it to manifest. A short version is to say, we all know what DNA is. We all come together, get mixed, and now we have skin, hair, eyes, height, weight, right? But that your choices impact how it manifests. There is a coating, an epigenome layer that allows the DNA to print a higher level of protein or a lower level or no protein, right? That says, yeah, this is great, do more of that, or no, we done with that, thanks, just put it aside, right? So choosing to do the things that make you happy, not only is that impacting your DNA and activating happiness at your genetic level, but we can track that as a ripple impact of the people around you. So your children during the pandemic, as people went home and parts of their lives got way more challenging and other parts got way less challenging, and we had to navigate all the newness. Those who leaned into those family experiences, leaned into making the sourdough, into the TikTok videos, into the community that was available, we could watch that ripple impact in their children, in their spouses, in their friends that were part of their cloister that could come over, right? And the reverse is true. So if there is something challenging, something frustrating, and you're leaning into that space, which in our defense, that's literally what we're groomed to do. Look for the problem so you can avoid it. You have to train your brain to go in a different direction. But the impact, when I say you matter so much, your choices matter so much, that simply choosing to be happy for yourself has a ripple impact that creates a tsunami of happiness in the world. Please do that. The world needs you for that. Thank you.
Oh,
That
and
old butterfly effect. That little butterfly floating by just changed the whole world.
Literally. Yes.
yes. And remember, you train your brain with our mindfulness, with the meditation, with the power of positive intelligence. These are tools that we use as
With this
belief
live
sisters.
stream, with this live stream.
Your
Yes,
brain is different. You're welcome.
yes. Just tuning in is exposing people to get started on this path of training the brain. Now, what do you know what, if you can put in our, you see the chat in our stream, if you, I'm trying to see how we can add your information to this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tag you in my post, Cara, so that you can make a comment with how people can get in touch with you to learn
Yeah.
more.
Or you can also join our community where you can continue
Where I'm
this
also.
conversation with Cara.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Very easily join the Believe community. We'll start there. And if not, come, let's hang out. Well, you may be seeing this on one of my streaming platforms right now, but I am very, very accessible. You know what? Just message me, Cara Jean at Taking Care of Business. Let's have a conversation.
I love that taking Cara, Cara business.
I'm hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a blast. We're getting down to the last 5 minutes, and I just want to remind everyone before Francine gets us set up for next week's weekly stream, we need to start counting these. What is this, number 12 or 13, Francine? Do you know how many?
I don't know because I've been scheduling everybody, so all the numbers are starting to roll through. But
It's
we have some exciting people coming on between now and April. So let me just put the plug out right now. If you want to be sitting in Kara's seat 1 week and share your brilliance with our community, let us know.
Look at this. Look at the social media content we're providing for you. We create beautiful thumbnails. We put you on blast with ours, and voila. Kara, she's sitting here having an amazing conversation with us. She's pouring into us so that we can share from our overflow. But she's chilling out with us, but everyone on her social media is seeing her drop these amazing golden nuggets. And you see what this weekly retreat leads to, and what our online community leads to, and what our live pop-up events like an evening of song and dance a couple of weeks ago, what this all leads to is an in-person 3-day retreat in Jacksonville, Florida,
Yeah.
September 12th through the 14th,
At
live
the
in
Embassy Suites.
Embassy Suites in Jacksonville. What is that? I can't even remember. What is that street called?
Bay Meadows.
Bay Meadows Embassy Suites. So the point is, we're giving you a little taste. 30 minutes every Tuesday afternoon. Drop on, just check us out on our webpage. But what it's really leading to is to get you ready for a weekend of transformation. Minds expanding, hearts expanding, your ideas being able to see how to make them into results, but to be fully immersed in a five-dimensional experience that fulfills all of your empirical senses and the next level ones. How about just unplug and take a break from the everyday and enjoy being neurospicy, enjoy being creative, artistic, your feminine flow.
And
Okay,
bring your best friend.
of
Yes. Better with a
course.
buddy.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, girlfriends weekend retreat out. So let's get before Francine is going to wrap us up and promote next week. But Kara, do you have a brief statement of some parting words that you'd like to say?
I would validate the need for retreats, is how I would end this. So I also do a monthly retreat locally because of this, because it is the re's of life, right? The reality that we repeat these cycles over and over and over. And that's what makes adulting hard. Like adulting is actually awesome, except for the part that you have to do it every day, all the time, forever ad nauseum. And we feel like we have to do it alone. So come be part of this Believe Retreat community. Come be part of a community that sees you, that hears you, that gets you, that wants the best for you, where you can belong without having to fit in. Because that kind of retreat, when you retreat yourself with that on a regular basis, it makes the rest of the re's of life easier.
Beautifully
Yes,
said. And here
love
I'm going to
it.
show this. Go ahead,
Okay,
Francine.
so next week, my good friend, Dr. Tanya Lee, is going to be here, and we are going to be talking about how to battle the imposter syndrome. I don't know about you, but it creeps up on me every now and then, no matter how hard I try to keep it out. So we are going to flip the switch on our inner critics.
Great, great. And so, everyone, just remember from the Believe Sisters and our special guest today, if you can conceive it, you can believe it and therefore achieve it. So, we start with the head.
To the heart,
To the hands.
Yes,
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 you
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 can.
can.
can. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.